Hello, everybody! Your favorite and probably most annoying trans woman in South Jersey is back after quite some time of making a video. Sorry, I've just been, preoccupied with our stuff, but I still think of all y'all. So, I decided to make a new video. Things have been going alright lately. Same routine, same everything. Still hoping to get further along with my transition, slowly getting there with the hormones and all that. I'm about, I'd say, 9 months in, and, um, what else? Yeah, recently I got thrown out of a business, and, I gotta admit, one thing I'm really sick of hearing from people in the world is, oh, that's just how the world is. Like, people that accept you, but, like, don't understand, like, oh, that's just how it is. Well, people were saying that's just how it is 50 or 100 years ago when black people weren't allowed to be around white people and stuff or even flirt with them and whatnot unless they wanted to go through some really violent things. But then someone spoke up and people heard that person, and more people need to speak up. That's not how it just should be. Because people just, it's like people judge what they don't understand. It's human nature. But me, I like to get to understand something and then I judge it. And I said that in a lot of videos in the past. Because that's how it should be. Always understand something before you judge it. Understand it to the fullest. And either way, as long as that person's not hurting you or anybody else or themselves, it's their business what they do with themselves. So, if you don't like it, then just don't associate with that person. But yeah, I got permanently banned from a business because I was causing a disturbance or something, even though I didn't say nothing to nobody, and it was mainly a place that my kids went anyway. But it sucked that it happened in my hometown, and things like this need to stop because this is 2022, and I don't cause problems with anybody, but, it seems like because I present, the way I dress in my videos and stuff, and the way I talk, that's how I am 24/7. If anything, I get more dolled up to go out in public. So that's just who I am. Once I decided to transition, I went all in. And that was something I promised myself that I would do. Once I start, I'm going to keep that ball rolling until I get to where I want to be. I mean, I may have been alone through all this, and God knows I still hope I find my significant other wherever they may be. But I've still been doing it, and I still plan on going all the way through no matter what struggles I undergo. And trust me, I have undergone many. I've seen the difference in the way people look at me and treat me since I've came out. Because keep in mind, I spent 30-something years presenting as a guy. A regular guy, and just holding all my thoughts in and acting extra masculine and stuff just because that was how society wanted me to be. And so I noticed the difference, but you know what? I do appreciate the many people out there that don't look at me any different because I still have the same soul, and I have a good soul. I'm always willing to hear people out when they have problems. I always put others. I don't think anybody's worth more than anybody else. I look at anybody else that's like, a good person worth my time of day because they're worth every bit as much as I am. Even if they seem like a lost cause, they might not be a lost cause. As long as they're trying, you can't do nothing with someone who's not trying, but many people out there are trying to better their lives, and I've been trying to better mine. I've been staying off of doing bad things for years now, and I've just been working on my transition, spending time with my sons all the time. I mean, doing any other positive stuff I can, working with my collectibles and stuff. I mean, all kinds of stuff. But Yeah, I mean, it's just, it's a work in progress at the end of the day. It really is. Um, but more people need to stand up because things like this can't be allowed to happen. And I have made calls around to newspapers and stuff to try and expose some of these businesses for how they're treating people and how they're just throwing them out like they're garbage when they wouldn't do that to anybody else. And it's just, it don't get nowhere. Unless I was rich, which I'm not, like, it wouldn't get anywhere. And I can't even afford to get laser surgery, let alone afford some high powered attorney. So, um, I mean, I just do what I can. I get the word out there that if you do have the power to do some act, I would be glad to put my word out there nationally on TV or on a podcast to someone that's famous. I'd be glad to tell my stories, which are all true stories about discrimination that I've undergone from high up people in businesses to CEOs and stuff that just threw me out for no good reason. And it broke my heart when I underwent them things, the accusations, and how they just threw me out without any evidence of it being true. They, I don't know, they just had to cover their ass legally, and they just couldn't say, oh, we're throwing you out because you're trans. So I guess they came up with, like, some random reason. But things like this in the world needs to stop. Not just for me, because I already went through these things. I'm sitting at home right now comfortably. But I don't know about that comfortably. I'm up against the door, but you get the point. I'm just chilling and everything. I'm relaxing, but you know what? This might happen again to me. And worse yet, this might happen to someone who can't mentally handle it as much, because I was barely able to mentally handle it, and I've been through a lot. So what if the next person kills themselves or just ODs on drugs or something like that, which is the same as killing themselves, but not intentionally? There's a difference. I mean, still, like, it doesn't have a good end for people who have weaker minds, and it takes a strong mind to go through the shit that I went through in places like this. And I'd be glad to tell my story to anybody out there any day who's willing to listen. Do like a little, video and everything. Not for fame or anything like that. I don't care about money or fame. I haven't gotten a cent out of making any of these videos. I just purely want to help other people who go through similar circumstances that I do, and who do have good hearts and who are working to be better people. I've been through addiction. I've been through, real bad trans discrimination. I'm not some creeper. I haven't even had a sex life since I started transitioning, if you guys all must know. I mean, I've had a couple of dates, but it never went any further than that. But anyway, not all of us are bad people, and those of us that are good seem to suffer the most, and that needs to stop. Because we all are people too. We may be different than what most are used to, but we're people just as much as anybody else, and we shouldn't be having to worry about labels constantly. We shouldn't have to worry about how people look at us constantly. We should be able to just go out in public and feel just like anybody else. And this is why so many of us suffer from such severe depression and anxiety and things like that. But, yeah, this all needs to stop. It really does. I mean, somebody's got to take a stand. That's all I gotta keep saying. Is somebody needs to take a stand, and I'd be more willing to take a stand if I was just given a voice that people would hear. I'd be glad to take a stand for trans rights. You know what? Because, like, I mean, for example, going to public restrooms, maybe they should make a trans restroom or something, because going to a public restrooms, I go into a men's restroom, I get cracked on left and right, or just looked at awkwardly and cracked on. And if I go into a woman's restroom, I get afraid that I'm going to offend somebody, which I don't want to do, so I don't do it. I don't go into either one. I just go into single person restrooms or something if they are available. But, like, we're caught in between a rock and a hard place in a lot of situations in society. We have to go through hoops of fire for, well, we have to get letters and everything else just to get, like, gender reassignment surgery. Some of us truly feel like we're in the wrong body. That's what gender dysphoria is. That we look in the mirror and we see like literally like we're born in the wrong body. Can you imagine waking up in the other gender's body? That's every day of our life. And just being treated like the other gender, having expectations of the other gender when that's not who you are in your brain. That's every day of our lives. That's how it is for us every day. And that's hard enough on us. For us to not like what we see every time we look in the mirror. We could be good looking for our gender that we were born biologically as, but still to us, we'd rather be less good looking as the gender we feel like we should be than good looking as the other gender. That's how strong gender dysphoria can be. And me, that's why I'm working so hard towards being who I want to be. And I've come quite some ways over the months, but I've still got a long way to go. But I'm going to get there. Somehow, some way, by some miracle, I'm going to get the money to get my hair all removed and everything and be able to start getting the ball rolling on things, because that's the next step. I've already been on hormones for almost a year now. I'm just very nervous on how I'm going to get that money because, all my money goes to my loved ones more than myself or towards just paying things off. I'll find some way though. I believe good things happen to good people even if it takes a while. This is why I forced myself to start at a decently young age so I'd still be decently good looking by the time I am transitioned. Because I want to like who I see in the mirror. I want to feel complete. I want to wear a bikini and be beautiful one day. Like, not just have an awkward bulge or something. I'd never wear a bikini now because I'd get such dysphoria. I'm way too shy like that. That's how the type of person I am. I'm shy. Unless I really get to know somebody, I am very shy about my body. Even then, it takes a while to break that barrier down. That's just who I am. Some people may be different, but that's how I am. But, so this is my little talk with you guys for today. Hope everyone else is doing alright. I'll be seeing my kids probably tonight or something. Can't wait to see my two little boys. Hang out with them. Got me a new Gold Dust card that I'm going to show off to my older son. It's got 2 colors. It's an authentic piece of attire. Picked that up last night. But for now, everybody, be safe and peace out.